Witajcie, traderzy i traderki. Z tej strony Marcin, social trader. Mam dla Was dzisiaj trzecie nagranie z cyklu Crash Course. Jest to nagranie, które Filip poświęcił temu, w jaki sposób powinniśmy się przygotować do tego, aby rozpocząć tak naprawdę dobre handlowanie, dobrą spekulację na rynkach Forex. Zerknijmy sobie tak na szybko na tematy, które on dzisiaj będzie poruszał. Ja ich tak naprawdę nie chcę omawiać. Za chwilę zaproszę Was do oglądania. Natomiast to, co mi tak najbardziej się utkwiło w głowie po tej lekcji, to, że tu nie chodzi też o, że tak powiem, dom, tak, który masz przygotować. Potem będzie tak naprawdę jeszcze miejsce informacja o tym, w jaki sposób powinieneś mieć miejsce do handlu, ale tu jest ten tytuł Get Your House in Order. Ja bym to nazwał jako takie dojście do ładu ze wszystkimi rzeczami, które mogą źle wpływać na Twój trading. I jedno z najważniejszych, moim zdaniem, to jest to, żeby naprawić stosunki nawet z samym sobą, a może nawet szczególnie, tak, bo często jest tak, że ja przynajmniej tak miałem, że po złych transakcjach obwiniałem siebie, uważałem, że nie jestem w stanie podołać tradingowi i tu trzeba ze sobą być naprawdę dosyć mocno zgodnym, pogodzonym z wszelkimi swoimi naszymi słabościami, co spowoduje, że będzie lepszy trading. Ok, to tyle. Z mojej strony może jeszcze taki mały update, dlaczego ostatnio na blogu albo na profilu nie zamieszczam żadnych transakcji. Najzwyczajniej w świecie nie handluję. Może jakieś tam kilka pozycji w ogóle nie mających znaczenia. Trochę się rozchorowałem i muszę dojść, że tak powiem, ze zdrowiem do tego, żeby móc dobrze handlować. To też jest ważne, tak? Nie handlujemy wtedy, kiedy mamy złe samopoczucie, źle się czujemy, coś nam doskwiera, bo najzwyczajniej w świecie po prostu podejmujemy wtedy złe decyzje. Ok, słuchajcie, to w takim bądź razie zapraszam Was do wysłuchania krótkiego materiału. To jest około 13-14 minut, ale jest on moim zdaniem bardzo ważny, jak zresztą każda poprzednia i kolejna lekcja, którą będę tutaj na profilu i na stronie socialtrader.pl zamieszczał. To miłego słuchania.
Right, welcome to this third session, which I call Getting Started. And then first of all, point number one there is get your house in order. Now that's not just your physical house, that means your house on the inside of yourself. That means get yourself in order. Now, to get to the point where you need to get into order means you get to a point where you realize that you're not where you're supposed to be. So in terms of trading, you might come to the point where you say, right, I'm not there anymore. I've lost it. You get to a point sometimes even while trading that you sort of lose some sort of touch. Then you need just to sit back, relax, recoup as what I call it, and then get your house in order again. Start doing analyzing certain things. Right, point number one is, if you get to the first point there, it asks a question, have you been struggling up to now? Now, the emails that I got back on this crash course, there's a lot of people are still struggling, and I want to address those things. First of all, point number 4 there, I want to put that first. What are the drive behind your trading? On what is it based? You've got to sit at this specific point and say to yourself, right, Why am I trading? What are the drive behind it? Did you lose your job, as point number 1 says there, and you haven't got a job, so now you try to make money out of Forex because you lost your job, and that might be the drive behind it. Are you in a financial need? A lot of people get into financial trouble and then they think Forex trading, because you can start with so little capital and all those big huge profits are promised and advertised, you think this is the door that I needed. And then point number 3, do you need to make money trading Forex to survive? You're at the point where survival is at stake in terms of maybe you stand at the point where you might lose all your belongings that you've built up through the years. Something bad might have happened. You lose your job, you sit without a job. It's currently in the world with this recession, a lot of people without jobs. Now the question is, what type of emotions are involved in those points that I've mentioned there? You cannot be emotionally stable if you trade from those points as your basis, because you will not make sound, disciplined decisions, because you're going to be driven by an emotion which are not stable. And that's why I said, go and sit down and ask yourself, what are the drive behind your trading? You've got to define that. You've got to define the bad, the pros and the cons, the good and the bad about that. And eventually decide, do you think it's emotionally a good drive currently while you are trading? Point number B, don't use living money for trading. To get started, especially your new people coming in, maybe you just started trading. You haven't experienced this problems that I've mentioned in first session and up here till now. But please take note of it, because it might come your way. And I want to say 90% it is going to come your way. Don't use living money for trading. You're going to ruin relationships. You're going to ruin a family. There's people that trade that uses living money and there's no money left for groceries and even for the kids at school. You cannot do that. Point number C, pay off uncontrolled debt first. Don't trade to pay back debt. Point number 1 there. There's a lot of people that fell into debt and now they see this door of easy money to pay back their debt. You cannot do it. So please, pay off all your uncontrolled debt first. And then point number D, restore bad relationships in your house that was created through trading or even anything else, whatever caused bad relationships. If you situated in your house with a bad relationship, I said house because that's Afrikaans, but if you in your house with a bad relationship, please restore it, because that's going to influence the way that you're going to trade, the way that you see things. Even with yourself, point number 1 there, it's very important. You might feel a loser because after so many months or years or hours that you've put in trading and you're still not profitable, you might feel a loser. You might feel that you're not accomplishing anything. It's not that you're the bad one. It's because of a lack of education and the application of that education. It's no use if you've got education but you cannot practically apply it. Theory doesn't make money. It is applying that theory. That's where the problem comes in. And we're going to do that when we prepare our Forex business plan in the next couple of sessions. So, restore that relationship with yourself. You're not that bad. Right. Then point number E, choose a trading time and time frame Right, at this stage you might not know what you want to do. I'm only mentioning it here. When we're going to do the Forex business plan, then we're going to go a little bit more into that. We all have daily commitments. Choose the time that will not ruin special times. The trading time. When do you going to trade? You got to get yourself a time that you're going to decide which is in harmony with your wife, your kids, your work, yourself, your sleeping time, everything. And then point number 2, choose the time frame that suits your personality and fits in with the time you have chosen to train. Right. When we prepare our business plan, we're going to talk a little bit about that as well, but I can just mention it here. And that is just do demo trading, buy and sell. Don't even worry about a strategy. Choose a 1 minute, a 5 minute, a 50 minute, and just start buying and selling, but at the candle close, not while there's a candle busy forming. At the end of every minute, end of 5 minutes, end of 50 minutes, and eventually you will get a feel for what time frame you like. And with that in mind, you can go back to the time frame that or the time period that you've chosen during the day that you want to trade. And then in the next session we're going to work around that to determine what type of time frame you're going to use and a strategy around that maybe. Right. And then point number 3, I'm going to use the 5 minute of the zone from the combo box, which everybody of you have bought, to prepare a business plan and a trading system. We're going to use that, and according to that we're going to do our business plan. Right. Point number F, decide on your goal for trading. Point number 1, get to know how much to start with to achieve this goal and make the goal realistic. Right. At this stage, don't worry about it because you don't really know what's realistic maybe or what not. All I want to give you to you, it's get your house in order. So you've got to know that there's got to be a goal. There's a reason why I trade, and there's a reason what I want to accomplish. And it's not going to make me $1 million in 2 months with a $250 account. That's not realistic. That's all I want you to have. Point number G, get a trading place. Get your place of privacy to trade within that time period that you've chosen, which is you agreed upon yourself and other people that, right, I'm going to trade between 800 hours in the morning and 1000 hours. That's 2 hours a day. That's all I can afford to trade, time that I can spend to trade. Get your place of privacy that within that 2 hours, it's yours and you're going to do business in those 2 hours. Only important stuff must interrupt there. Right, then point number H, understand your weaknesses. That's very important. Understand your weakness. By knowing that, you will know what are the factors that are also helping your account to become less and less and less. I want you to write it down. And then do a little bit of homework. Go on the internet. See whether you can find something where you can strengthen those weaknesses that are hampering you in your trading, that are sort of stumbling blocks in your trading. See whether you can strengthen them or even eliminate about 80 or 90% of it. You've got to understand your weaknesses, and you've got to get a system that does not enhance or eat on that weakness, because then you're not going to survive. That's very, very, very important. And then point number J, learn the bumpy road and take note. Right, I've got an email here from somebody. I just want to edit the comment there. Right, what you can do is you can pause the video and you can read through it slowly. I'm not going to read through it. I'm just going to let it stay there a little bit longer. Righto. Learn the bumpy road and take note. After you've read through that, I'm sure that you can even relate yourself to that. It is a bumpy road, and that they don't tell you. They tell you about these easy gains. There's a lot of money that you can make, but that's not always achievable in the very short term. Maybe in the long term it can be achieved. Yes, there's people that achieve it, but it takes hard work. It takes a learning curve. It takes dedication. Right now, in this learning process of yours, you got to establish the same time that you allowed for trading to do the study work. Right in the beginning, you might say, right, for the first 6 months, I'm not going to spend 2 hours a day. I'm going to spend 4 hours a day learning as much as I can. We're going to do that in our business plan a little bit. And when you've gone through the learning curve, then you're going to do your business plan. But it's very important to know that you're going to get a bumpy road. The bumpy road is not going to get less. It is always going to be there. The point is, you will start to know how to handle it. That's very important. Right, then point number J, that's our last one. Understand the risks at hand. It can ruin your whole life. We're going to look at some risks when we prepare our business plan. I cannot get to all of them. It's your duty, because there's risks maybe on your side that does not exist on my side, which I want you to go and sit and eventually write it down and acknowledge those risks. And when you build your business plan, to really go and at the end of the day to build those risks into your business plan. Thanks. That